This Blackboard lesson is going to be on probability. So what is probability? Probability is the chance that something will occur, right? So as you can see, the equation is probability is desired outcomes divided by possible outcomes. All right, and we're going to go over a couple problems that are going to reveal that to you. Jenna has 125 red marbles, 50 blue marbles, and 81 yellow marbles. If one were to randomly select from her collection, what is the probability that they would select a red marble? All right, so we're looking for desired outcomes over possible outcomes. So the desired outcome is selecting a red marble, and there's 125 opportunities to do that. So the top number is going to be 125, and then the bottom number is going to be the adding of all of these marbles together. So we're going to add 125, 50, and 81. Make sure you always include even the marbles that you want to select, right? So we're going to add those together, and we're going to get 256. So our probability of selecting a marble, a red marble, would be 125 over 256. And on the ACT, whatever answer you get, make sure it's in its reduced form. So we would take the time to reduce this, but we'll skip that for now. There are 4 possible answer choices for each question on a multiple point quiz. If the student guesses at random, what would be the probability of them getting all 5 questions correct? All right, so the desired outcome would be them getting the correct answer. So that would be 1 opportunity out of the 4. And the possible outcomes is the 4 answer choices. So they have a 1 out of 4 chance of getting any given question correct, right? But we're asking, what's the probability of them getting all 5 questions correct? So that would be and, right? So that would fall under this umbrella, right? Because it would be event A and B and C and D and E, getting 1 through 5 all correct. So as it shows right here, we're going to multiply all these together. So there's a 1 out of 4 chance of getting the first one correct. There's a 1 out of 4 getting the second one, a 1 out of 4 of the third one, a 1 out of 4 of the fourth one, and then a 1 out of 4 of the fifth one. So we're just going to multiply all those together. So 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 is going to give us 1. And then 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4, that's going to give us 1,024. So our chance of getting all 5 correct, if we guessed randomly, will be 1 out of 1,024. There are 24 students with A's, 30 with B's, and 15 with C's. What is the probability of randomly selecting a student with a B or a C? All right, so as you can see, we're doing an OR problem. So whenever you have an OR problem, it shows right here that you're going to add each probability together. So we're going to find the probability of event B and then the probability of event C, and we're just going to add the 2 together. So there's 30 students with B's, and how many students are there total? So 24 plus 30, it's going to give us 54, plus 15, that's going to give us 69, right? So it's going to be 30 over 69, and then we're going to add that to C. There's 15 people with C, so it'll be 15 over 69 again. So we're going to add those 2 together, and we're going to get 45 over 69. So that'll be our probability of selecting somebody with either a B or a C. And think about the OR real quick. So if I said, what's the probability of landing on heads or tails whenever you flip a coin? So it's a 50% chance of landing on heads, and then you have a 50% chance of landing on tails. And you're going to add those together because you have a 100% chance of landing on either heads or tails. So anytime you see either or, you know you're going to be adding the 2 probabilities together. A sandwich company has 4 breads, 3 sauces, and 8 meats. How many unique sandwiches could you make with these ingredients? All right, so this isn't a probability question, but you could look at it like a probability question. So if I said there's one particular bread that I want you to select, right? So say you were selecting at random and I wanted you to select sourdough, right? And then there's 3 sauces, and I wanted you to select Chick-fil-A sauce. And then there was 8 meats, and I wanted you to select chicken. All right, so what would be your probability of randomly selecting all 3 of those? So you'd have a 1 out of 4 chance of selecting sourdough. You'd have a 1 out of 3 chance of selecting Chick-fil-A sauce. And you'd have 1 out of 3 chance of selecting chicken. Well, 1 out of 8, my bad. So your chance of selecting all those together, since it's an and situation, it would fall under this umbrella, you'd multiply all of them together. So you would end up having a 1 out of 96 chance of randomly selecting all those. And the reason why it would be 1 out of 96 is because you can make 96 total combinations with these 3 ingredients, right? So there's 96 total unique sandwiches that you could make. And if you wanted to select just one of those, you would have a 1 out of 96 chance of getting that particular sandwich.